think if companies decide to work with W2 and 5not10, they can probably overcome one of the biggest challenges that they face when building a UK US PR campaign. Because when you're creating that transatlantic PR strategy, they normally have two choices when it comes to choosing agency partners. The first one is they go with a global firm that's got great integration, they're all part of the same organization, but they may not have that consistency across the two different countries. Or the second choice is they go with two independent agencies that are brilliant at cybersecurity PR in their own nations, get all the local nuances, but they're just not integrated. They're working in silos. So what they'd get by working with us is the best of both worlds. Excellent on the ground PR from a kind of cybersecurity perspective and wider perspective as well, because we already do great work together. But they get an integration because, as you know, as a team, we've been working together for a number of years on different accounts and just intuitively get how each other work. So I think that's the main point. That's the essence of what a client would get by working with us.
The real value of this relationship is threefold. It's the consistency. We're able to basically bring our organizations transatlantic, and with the same approach, the same results, the same strategy across the board. And really what that basically brings with it is that expertise. We're experts in our field. You do sacrifice that a lot of times when you go to a big agency who may not be specialized in a particular industry or particular area of focus. And the last piece, and it's something clients have actually asked us about, which is trust. We trust each other. We've worked together long enough to know how each other work. And we know that we work really well together and that we share the same ideals and the same approach. So we trust when we bring a program into the UK that 5not10 is going to execute it, is going to provide the same level of service that we hold ourselves accountable to. And I think that's a huge asset for our clients that are moving into Europe.
You're absolutely right. It's all about reducing risk. When you're going with a new PR partner, you need to know that they're going to make you look good. They're going to get the results that you want, and that you can then, illustrate those results back to the business. And the last thing you want to do is take a risk. It's all about de-risking the transatlantic PR campaign so that you know it's going to be a success. As I've mentioned before, we've been working together for a number of years. So we've got an idea of how intuitively we should be working together. But I think it's more than just intuition. There are processes and structures in place so that we get it right. So right from the top, from a leadership perspective, in terms of agency leadership, we're on the same page. We've got similar values. We work in similar ways and have a similar focus on the types of clients that we're working with. When it comes to strategy, the people running the client accounts work together to develop that strategy in unison. And I know, for example, one of the clients that we work on, both senior people on our side and on W2 side, were jointly creating the messaging for that client so that from the absolute outset, it worked across both markets. Then from content or tactical perspective, we share content, we share ideas. If we're doing a media event and it worked particularly well, then we'll share that with the W2 team and think about how it could be introduced locally with the nuances that you might need for a US market. And then when it comes to media relations, when you're getting right down to the nuts and bolts of PR, it's about making sure that there's that coordination. And that you know who owns which media. You're not doubling up. You're not going to the same journalists and causing confusion. And, those sound like small tactical issues, but they're vitally important. And then when it comes to results, we're working to the same goals. It's about having, KPIs that are relevant for each country, but joined up, or having, campaign reports that illustrate the same things, the same things and the same results that are all going to support the business goals of our clients.
Yeah, I think from W2 Communications perspective, what we've found with 5not10 is extremely rare. We've worked with organizations for years, helping bring organizations and clients into the US, but also helping them expand elsewhere. And as you've said, we've worked with 5not10 for a number of years now across multiple accounts. And it doesn't just start, there's not just the coordination and collaboration and the sharing of values at the top level, but our day-to-day professionals work very well together. We share those same ideals. We focus on the same types of results and the same strategy, and we earn the trust of our clients on both sides. And what we've seen is through that collaboration, we've actually been able to expand on the results, amplify our clients. So while we don't have to worry about whether the other organization is holding up their end, it's actually we're holding ourselves accountable, and we're together elevating the program. And I think that to me is what's exciting about the collaboration and the ongoing partnership that we have with 5not10, because we're able to bring that to our clients. As you said, removing risk, removing their concern of whether the program will be successful when they move from one region to the next, knowing that they've got that consistency of team and the consistency of approach that's going to ensure, even though the regions may be different, the tactics may be different from region to region, the approach, the strategy, the mindset is very, very similar across the board.
In terms of that why now, because what was the trigger point? As we've talked about, we've been working together for a number of years on cybersecurity PR accounts. We've been on calls together. The teams are constantly in touch. They go on calls with clients as well, and it has evolved naturally. Great working relationship, and it's evolved into something that we're really proud of, and I know you guys are as well. And when you're proud of something, when it's been tried and tested, and it works, it's an obvious step to tell people about it, and not just wait for a client to come to you and say, guys, do you have a US partner or do you have a UK partner? Go to them proactively, solve those problems for your clients proactively, and actually, take the offer to them. So I think the idea was to, be proactive about it, not just do this by accident. It's not about just waiting for things to happen. It's about adding value to clients and making sure that we're solving their problems in a really useful way. So that's why we've done it.
Our firms have worked together for years, as we've talked about. And it really was the way we approach this, and the why now is we've worked together so closely. We've attained some great results. We've done some great work together. We've got a relationship between our two firms that's based on respect. It's based on collaboration. It's based on us working well together and delivering results and really amplifying our clients, making our clients really respect the work that we're doing across both agencies. And so while a lot of relationships like this could be basically based on revenue or other things, really that's the secondary. The primary is our teams work very well together. And we want to make sure that other clients can take advantage of that collaboration. So as you said, it came across very naturally. It wasn't that we were trying to glue our firms together. Our firms actually naturally glued together, and it makes sense for us to take this next step and offer consistent programs across regions.
Absolutely. And there's probably something else I'd add to that. Just thinking about the clients and the way that they've reacted. There's one in particular that's such an advocate of our two teams. And I saw it in a comment she made the other day about two of her favorite teams. Great to see this partnership happening. They're the ones encouraging us to do this because they can see it working in action. Those clients want to see their peers doing well. Yes, they may well be competing against some of the people in the industry, but of course there's such a wide range of cybersecurity clients out there and businesses all doing different things. They want to see the industry doing well and presenting itself effectively and solving problems for their clients. And it's all part of that. So we've had some really good advocacy from clients who have said, this is great and this is something you should offer.
And actually adding to that, I think, the one of the great things about this relationship isn't just that, again, we're offering that consistency, but it's the endorsement. As you said, we have a great client that basically came out and said, these are my two favorite teams. I'm glad they're working so closely together. And the endorsement that she offered, as well as your endorsement of us and our endorsement of you, we're taking really two very strong reputations and bringing those together. And that's a level of trust that clients, prospects can come to us and say, this is going to net out a program, a consistent program that really sets me apart and makes me a global organization, gives me a global visibility and global brand, as opposed to just one region and then having to try to piece together other areas.